Hello, how are you? God bless you. I want to share a story with you, an encounter, and I know it's going to bless you. Or it will actually ginger you up or make you stand up and begin to think of what to do just to make it work. Do you know I was absent on my PhD graduation day? Yes, I was. I started doing PhD midway into my husband's PhD. So he started doing PhD years before I enrolled. But in a couple of months, less than 2 months, I was done. So I got my PhD in 2015, October 15th, 2015. And his birthday was approaching a week apart. His birthday is 21st October. And immediately I defended, and they said, congratulations, you are now a PhD holder in guidance and counseling. I made up my mind that I was going to dedicate the certificate to God and him. So I organized a birthday for him. He never knew. Of course, my protocols were there. He didn't know. We planned it in such a way that my father, the king, was pulled. His siblings, his colleagues, and all the pastors in my city were there. Everybody wear white. Don't wear any other thing. Just wear white. A day to that event, I'm going to use this story to drive at something and encourage you. A day to that event, he was called upon for that same PhD program. And so he left. So I had 24 hours to do everything. And when he called me, he was coming back. I called one of his colleagues to go pick him, stay with him in his office while we conclude. So by the time he was coming into the house, he came in, saw cars parked, and everybody wearing white with a buffet set outside, and everybody came outside to shout happy birthday. He had never seen it like that before. And then I called the ministers to pray for him, and I presented him with 2 gifts. Number 1, a swivel chair. Swivel chair, and a second one, air condition. There was a small room in our house, so he normally goes in there, went in there to study. So I said, okay, this place needs AC. Even the one in the room couldn't extend to that. And then the swivel chair is okay. This program has stagnated, so he needs to move. He needs to get up. And they prayed for him. That was the only celebration. And I said, I want to thank God that from today, this thing will pick up. And he did. I never did a Thanksgiving for my PhD. I didn't. I stayed to wait for his own to finish. And we did that PhD Thanksgiving together. And that was after almost 4 years. Now, what am I trying to drive at? It doesn't matter what you're doing or what your partner is doing. Be one another's keeper. Work together. That wasn't enough. On the day of my PhD graduation, it was on first week of March 2016, I was absent. Why was I absent? It was my International Women's Fire Conference. I had to choose between the two, which one I was going to attend. Should I attend my International Women's Fire Conference that comes once a year and pray for women looking for the fruit of the womb and they would conceive, and people come under that atmosphere and the owner of the church takes over? AS genotype changes to AA, hepatitis B, HIV positive disappear? Or should I go and wear my graduation gown and stay under the heat and then just be in line? I chose my women conference over my PhD graduation. So I was absent on that day. Everybody started calling me, where were you? Where are you? You didn't come. I didn't go. But let me shock you that after my PhD, I got a scholarship to do a second master's. I did the first Harvard. I did the second Harvard. I did the third Harvard. The fourth Harvard is coming. And yet, there's a 5th Harvard. Harvard University was always my thing from age 9. But I couldn't go because the money was too much. Who would take you there? So after getting all the degrees and God, most of the times before that thing happens, there's going to be a test. Make sure you pass it. I was absent. But I have had other graduations, other bigger. You can't compare Harvard University to Abia State University. There are things you give up just to make something else work. I've had someone call me on the day I was supposed to submit my second master's thesis, the very last day. The very last day. I had till 12 midnight. But there was a call to do God's work. I rather left. And I missed submitting. And I reached out to my HOD. I said, I'm sorry. After all, I have a PhD. What do I need a second master's for? And he called me and said, you're the only student permitted to submit your final project on the day of defense. Students, have you heard that before? On the day, my husband is a lecturer. He said, don't agree. When will the external supervisor read it? So now you have this opportunity. Throw it in a week before. Whatever you let go will always come back to you. Jochebed let baby Moses go. A warrior came back to her. Whatever you sacrifice just to make something else to work, get ready to see a deluge, an overflow of God's blessings and anointing upon that thing. Selfishness is never the key. If you're willing and obedient, you will eat the fat of the land. Glean a lesson or lessons from what I just said. I don't know why, but it might be the situation where you are in now and you apply it. You see what you were never. Every other program I've had to go, all paid for. Second master's was fully scholarship. Even house scholarship. Even the car that took me to school, scholarship. Harvard University, leadership principles, I didn't pay. Sustainable business strategy, I didn't pay. Organizational leadership, I didn't pay. Can you beat that? I challenge you today that whatever you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. God bless you. Thank you.